Let's go. Are we actually on? You're here listening with Kayla
and Georgia,
bringing you real, raw and relatable chats on the Evolve to Thrive podcast.
Stay tuned because shit's about to get juicy as we dive into all things health, fitness, life and relationships.
Let's go. Woo. Alrighty, on today's episode, we are diving into our biggest lessons that we have learned from our past relationships, what we've taken away, what we've learned about ourselves, and how it has helped us work out what we want and what we absolutely do not want in our future relationships.
And all things on toxic relationships, funny stories that we've been, like any situations that we've been in.
This shit is
cheating
juicy.
stories. It's going to get juicy.
This is one of the topics you absolutely want to stick around for. But before we get into this, it is our craving / tip of the week that we do all the time. So
it's craving or tip of the week. So what do you have? Do you have a craving or a tip this week?
So with this weather, I have a tip of the week. First of all, invest in an electric blanket.
I definitely need to do that.
Oh my God, last night, so it got really chilly and I thought, I
feel silly looking at you right now. Just getting silly.
So I don't know if anyone knows, but I'm in a good mood today and I don't know why.
We're in a great mood today.
I've just been giggling for like days.
Sorry, go. So what's your tip? So electric blanket?
So the electric blanket is the tip of the week because you can reset it for like an hour, 2 hours before you go to bed. So my bedtime is like 10 p.m. So then I'll
need to get that.
Put it on at 9 p.m. and then I get into bed with my adrenal switch. Because it is the vibe. Yep. And then I am toasty as fuck.
Yeah.
But what triggered me is, has anyone actually applied for the rebate for the $250 of your electricity bill?
That is a fucking good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
So that's what prompted me because I was putting my electric blanket on and I was like, Jesus Christ, my electricity bill, especially
through the roof.
My washing is now like getting dried inside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, my bloody electricity bill. Plus, if I want to wash my sheets, now I need to put the bloody dryer on as well. And I don't know, when you come over and you want to use my dryer as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, my tip of the week, apply for the $250 grant from the government.
Yeah.
So 2 tips.
Yeah.
Electric blanket, but then apply for the grant.
I was actually having a conversation with someone today at work about electric blanket because where my bedroom is, it's like right at the front of the house and there's a massive window.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's freezing. I'm like in the middle of the night and I'm frozen. I need to get an electric blanket.
And I don't know, when you're in prep, you're always way colder as well, right?
She's a skinny girl at the moment. She doesn't have much body fat. So I need to get...
You're looking lean.
With a bloated stomach. Bloated from all the sugar.
Before we get into it, oh my God. How many we need to debrief on Georgia's artificial sweetener.
I think you should just
craving
mind your own damn
situation.
business. That's what you need to do.
But we might have a few gassy farts from Georgia in this episode.
Oh, leave me alone.
Nah, just moving on.
Well, look, honestly, I think I've figured out what it actually is. So I think I was saying to this before, my vitamin C tablets are just sending me like they're trying to kill me. Like as soon as I have them, because they're those sugar-free, the sugarless ones that you can suck on.
Yes.
And anytime I have them, finito. Done. I'm like off.
What happens?
My stomach just starts gurgling and it's just gas all night, doll. Gas all night.
So I'm going to be in for a bit of strife in the next 40 minutes.
You and Peter are in strife.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, let's get right into the juicy topic of today and our current relationship status.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. So we got a few questions, I guess. So we'll break it down. Georgia, what is your current relationship status? And this, I don't even know.
I don't even know myself, doll. I actually need help with knowing that. No,
single or taken or not sure?
Not sure.
You can't actually say that.
I can't
you need
actually
to
answer it.
You need to answer the question.
I can be in the middle though, can't I?
No.
I have to pick. I have to pick single or taken.
Yep.
I'm stumped. Nah, I'll say I'm single.
Oh,
I'll say I'm single.
Can they hear the clap?
Because you know what? If it's not certain, it's a no.
Literally, if it's not a fuck yes,
It's a fuck no.
So Georgia's single.
So sorted. That's what I've come here to figure out, and I'm done. We can finish the episode.
She's single and she is ready to mingle.
What about you? Are you single?
Oh,
Tell me, are you single or are you taken?
I am absolutely single. So there's no surprise. Like, I swear.
There's actually not, because every time I see there's a new story about some fuckboy that you've been talking to. Yeah, and there's Peter nodding his head.
So
there we go.
Relationship advice I did take upon from Peter when I went on his episode. Nothing's changed. I actually thought I found a nice boy, and here it is.
Here we are, back to square one again.
I don't know. This current status is so funny. I was like, oh, wow, I actually met a really nice boy. So I tell people, and then I'm like, yeah, we'll put that on the back burner. Not actually a nice person. Nah, he actually is, but it just, doesn't work out.
He just did a fuckboy thing.
Yeah.
He just did a very big fuckboy thing. Are we allowed to elaborate on that?
No.
Can we don't have to expose him, but can we elaborate on it?
Here we go.
Come on, can we elaborate?
Yeah, go for it.
Just a little bit. Do you want me to?
Nah, I don't mind. Go for it.
She's giving me a look where she's not sure. All right, you know what? For the juicy content, we're going to elaborate.
Oh, go on.
So you were talking to this guy for a couple of weeks. Longer. How long were you talking to this guy for?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't long. Not long. But do you know what? Actually, we'll call it love bombing. I describe it as love bombing. I'll go into it.
Yeah, you say.
I feel like
you say, and I'll correct it if
we
it's
don't
wrong.
need to. We're not disclosing names.
No.
I think I got love bombed, and it was all in really hard. And I was like to my friends, guys, what the hell? Like, I haven't met someone like this in a really long time. Like, real good chemistry, real deep connection, like talking really intimately or whatever. Like, it got really serious really quick.
Connection was like really
was insane. And I'm like, holy shit, I've been thrown for 6. This isn't me. Snap out of it. Like, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden it went from like all in 100, like this guy, sleep with him. And after the first time I sleep with him, he's like, are you seeing anyone? And I'm like, I don't know.
Look, to be fair though, like every girl loves that.
We like it, but I was like, cool, whatever. This guy is serious. He's pretty cool, whatever. Then it goes from that to what you're going to say.
Come on.
Oh, well,
all right, okay. I'm just going to get straight to it. So we were in Gold Coast.
So this person basically received a photo of me walking around the apartment with
her tits out. And mind you, she looks great. So I was like, I'll get a quick cheeky snap of her. And look, come on, like I gave him a little look and he screenshot it. So, and then from there, we were both like, surely he did not screenshot it. But to make things worse, he then lied about, let's backtrack. Instagram now sends you notifications if you screenshot. If you send them a photo, they screenshot.
Don't do the dirty.
And it says this person has screenshot it, and then it gives you like a little remote thing. Yeah. Anyway, we took a screenshot of that, then went back to him and said, why the fuck did you screenshot that? And he goes, full lied about it.
Full lied about it. Full denied it. And then the idiot me was like, I'll just go catch up with him again because I just wanted to get lucky. And
we do.
And then I'm like, no, you got the
ick from him after that.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit weird. So
I think the fact that he lied about it.
And people go funny. People are like, this is what I mean by love bombing. People will be like all in and they'll be like giving you 100 signals, messaging you 24/7 and then like.
Do you know what that's called? Pussy power. No, that's not what it's called. But it's like as soon as you give up your pussy, done.
Yeah, this is a
That's what they want. They want to make you feel a type of way.
Oh,
and then
Georgia, tell us all about it.
No, but that's what happens. That's what, like, me and my brother are very close. My brother tells me all this.
Yeah.
Gives me insights into how the guy's mind works.
Yeah. Well,
but as soon as you give it up and you notice if you see a change in behaviour as soon as you sleep with them.
Nah, that did not happen though. That did not happen.
Didn't you say that?
Nah, because I was seeing him for like a while.
Yeah.
There were multiple occasions before.
Maybe he wanted it. Maybe he wanted it a couple of times.
Maybe he just got really upset that I was staying with a male friend in the Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, fuck him. He's out of your life now.
All right, we need to move on to the next question, and you wait. I'm going to get this right back at you. So,
Fuck.
we are going to find out about Georgia's juicy topic as well later on. But to be continued. What's next, Georgia? What questions do we have next for
Are you currently dating anyone at the moment?
So the answer to that question was just summarised. And no.
But are you going on? Are you going on any dates, or have you been on any dates?
Yeah. So actually, do you know what? This is the thing. So I actually wasn't interested in anyone else. I was actually pretty happy just speaking to this one person.
Yeah.
So at the time, I would say in the last couple of months, haven't been really dating at all. But yeah, you know what? We can say we jumped back on Hinge, had a little swipey swipe. And there's been no good talent.
Yeah.
Just
You know
no
those
good
things,
talent.
like dating apps get so boring.
So boring.
And I'm done with the dead chat. It's dead chat.
Exactly.
Dead chat. And as soon as, like, if you're texting me saying, hey, how's your day? I don't want to hear about it. Like, I don't want to hear about your day. I don't care about your day.
Yeah.
Like, tell me something really fucked up and get my attention, and then, like, go from there.
You need to inspire me with
You need to trigger. Don't trigger me.
Don't trigger me.
Don't trigger me.
Oh my God. Like, you need to 100% like come out with something unique. Like,
Yeah,
slide into the DMs with a unique,
something outrageous. Tell me something outrageous.
like ask me a really out there question that I have to go, what?
Yeah, 100%.
It's so much better.
The majority of guys on there are like, hey, how are you?
Oh my God, do you know what I actually
stunning.
do you know, ick.
You are beautiful.
Do you know what, hey, just, do you ever get like a, hey, and that's it?
Yeah.
Hey. You're not worth my time, mate.
Bye.
See ya. What is your longest relationship? When was your last long-term relationship?
Last long-term relationship. It ended in January last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unpack. How long was it for?
Year and a half. Nearly 2 years.
Okay.
Nearly 2 years.
Why did it end?
Because he was a cheater, serial cheater. Serial cheater.
God. All right. So
do you want to know how I caught him? So, you know how we always talk about trusting your gut, and your gut's always right?
Yeah.
So I reckon for the last 6 or 7 months of our relationship, I was like, this guy's up to something. Like, I knew he was up to no good, because like he'd go out from like Thursday to Sunday, wouldn't hear from him. So I'm like, there's absolutely no way. Like, then on top of that, he has 2 phones. Red flag.
Oh my God, the red flag.
I thought it was a circus. Have you seen that meme?
I haven't, but I can imagine.
To be fair, I was just about to say where he was from. So he wasn't from Australia. And
where was he from?
Well, so he had family in the UK.
Yeah.
And then his mum was from the Caribbean. So he would communicate with his family back home, his friends back home, right?
So you thought he was communicating with his family, but he was getting laid from the other girls.
He would say that, this is my UK phone. This is the phone that I used to whatever. Anyway, there was this one night where I was playing netball around the corner from his place. He's like, I'm just having shisha with the boys. Just go to mine, because he gave me a spare key. Go to mine, and then I'll be home in an hour. I'm like, sorted. Anyway, so I got there and he left his spare phone on charge. So I was like, this is my chance. This is my chance. Have I ever told you what I found?
No, you haven't.
I found 11 videos
of girls.
3 of them were him in 3 separate threesomes. One of them was a video of him. Oh
my God, no, this is the juice.
One of them was of him eating a girl out. One of them, it was like all these really, really fucked up videos. And then there was a screenshot of like a Snapchat conversation he was having with someone, and it was literally time-stamped a week and a half before I found it. And then he was like trying to convince me, when I pulled him up for it, he was trying to convince me, no, it was a very, very intimate conversation between him and a girl, that he goes, no, I wanted to screenshot it and send it to my friend and tell my, like
Oh my God,
have a
so he
laugh
was
with
trying
my
to
friend.
act like he was having a joke with this
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. So he was like, I nearly said his friend's name then. He was trying to have a joke with his friend and he wanted to screenshot the conversation with him and
say,
him and his girl. And go,
this is-
remember this from 2 years ago, but his friend was also in a relationship. I was like, what if she saw, you know, if that was real, what if she saw that conversation? Anyway, yeah, it's one thing to cheat, but it's one thing to film
lie
it, to lie
about
about
it.
it and film it 11 different times.
11.
11 different times. Are you all right or what?
So, right, are you the side chick or what?
I have this. That's not even that situation that I was telling you about. This is another situation I was telling you about.
Oh my God. So, a 1.5 year relationship, cheater, denied it,
gaslit me.
Oh my God.
Everything.
Let's unpack the gaslighting. So, how did he gaslight you?
He would just like anytime he would go out or anytime a girl would message him, he would make me feel crazy about me questioning him about it. Like I was at his place one night and I think it was a Friday or Saturday night. Anyway, it was like 11 o'clock at night and his phone was in his pocket. Well, I was laying on his lap watching a movie and his phone was ringing and he just let it go. And I was like, I wonder if he's going to budge here. Like, I wonder if he's actually going to answer it.
What was the number? Was it a number or
it was
a name?
in his pocket. So like, you just say you're him. My head was here and his phone was in his pocket ringing. And he didn't grab it. And I was like,
You're going to grab that?
Are you going to grab that? And then it rang again. I was like, are you going to answer that? Anyway, so he picked it up. No, I'd gone up to go to the toilet and he answered it. And I was like, okay, red flag. And it was this girl that had called him wanting him to come to the club. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? But why is she ringing you to come to the club and then would gaslight me?
Yeah. You're crazy.
You're this, you're that.
Overthinking it. Or the biggest lesson that I've learned in a relationship is when they'd say to you, you're overthinking it.
Yeah.
You're overthinking it. You that's like the one thing that my ex used to say to me all the time, that you're overthinking it. And what you're overthinking,
it's their way of trying to move out of it.
What you're overthinking is your intuition saying, bitch, snap the fuck up and actually pay attention to your gut.
Get into your microphone.
Yeah,
100%. 100%. And I think both men and women have a way of like, if you're being caught out in a lie, and you know that's their way of trying to get out of it.
Oh, you know straight away if someone's lying, I think, because they definitely,
100%.
They look like an idiot.
And you just know, very early on, like that's something that there's almost like a shift in like how they're talking to you or like the connection that you have with them. There's a shift.
Yeah. Or again, they just gaslight you.
I also forgot I left out a part of the story. So
oh my God, go.
When I was going through his phone and I found the videos, I obviously went snooping further. I remember I rang one of my best friends, Katie, and I was like, Katie, what the fuck do I do here? And she goes, grab his phone and leave. And she goes, actually, no, before you leave, go snooping even more. Found an open condom wrapper. Found, what else did I find? There was like a vibrator, mind you. And then when I brought it up to him, he's like, no, that was
he, actually, I've got a question for you. Was he sleeping with you at the time?
I was in a relationship with him.
No. So was he still sleeping with you regularly?
Yeah.
So
I was at his like 4 or 5 times
as in
a week.
like, you know, because a lot of the time when people are being cheated on, they are not
sex
actually,
dies down.
The sex dies down in the relationship because obviously they're getting it elsewhere and they're not connected to you as much. So they're not initiating sex with you because they don't want to have sex with you. So they're not.
Do you know what just popped into my brain right now?
Yeah.
That's so funny that you say that because that did happen. It died down a bit and then I remember there was a number of times where I would initiate it and I got rejected. And I think this was the first time I'd ever been rejected.
Oh my God.
I was so offended.
We can literally talk about this. Yes, I can relate to this for sure.
When I spoke to him about it, I don't remember what it's called, Peter, maybe you can help me with the name of it, but it's like there's this thing that guys do where they hold off on ejaculating for a while. What's
edging.
It called? Is it edging?
Oh, yeah.
So he tried to tell me he was trying to edge or whatever. I can't remember I don't know if that's the name or not, but
so he was holding in.
That's when you get close and don't come, and then you keep doing that. That's what that is.
So he didn't want to masturbate, didn't want to do foreplay, didn't want to have sex because he was trying to withhold from ejaculating because it helps with something to. I can't even say what it is because it's so fucked up.
That is beyond me.
Yeah.
We can share. We can probably share. I can probably share a similar situation. So, being in a toxic relationship, yay or nay? Your answer to that question is yes.
Yes, I definitely have.
That is definitely toxic as fuck. So I have a similar story. My past relationship was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was also very toxic.
Yeah.
So I also
actually, on your behalf or his behalf?
His behalf.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, right? So I actually, similar situation, found some things on his phone. Now, can I just preface this? I need to ask you a question. Moving forward in any relationship you go into, would you go into your partner's phone?
Good question.
Look, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right to snoop around because it's like it is an invasion of privacy. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like.
Do you think at that point you should just maybe leave if you think you
100%,
have to check their phone to confirm it?
That's the biggest thing that I learned from it, and I was if I'm at a point in a relationship where I feel like I need to snoop, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
That's your gut instinct. This is okay, because that's my biggest life lesson is if you feel the need to look through a partner's phone, you've lost trust.
There's obviously a lot going on before you get to that point.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So my lesson is that if I feel the need to go through a partner's phone ever again in my life, then that relationship is toxic and I need to leave. And that is not a relationship I want to be in, because in the next relationship, I want to be in one that I have complete trust. I don't give a shit what's on your phone because I know that you're not being, you're not doing wrong by me.
Yeah.
So I was in the last relationship that I was in also led me to go a little bit snoopy diving into the phone. So red flag number one, if their phone is on airplane mode at bedtime, that is
like this, turned over,
face down, airplane mode, or not answering a call that is going off. Phone numbers with no name.
You're almost like triggered. I'm feeling triggered right now.
Triggered. But yeah, so I did a little bit of snooping, and there were a few situations in which I found some things from girls, and I turned a blind eye, because as you do when you're in these situations,
it's very different.
An idiot. And you don't realize how much of an idiot you are until you're out of the relationship.
Yeah.
Like there's so many times I look back in hindsight and go, you were an absolute
oh my God.
dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, how are you so dumb? How are you you had every instinct, every gut feeling that he was like cheating on you, or whether he was cheating or he wasn't, he never admitted it. But like,
and it's funny, it's like
for sure.
If a friend came to you with the exact same story, you would give her the advice you would give her, you wouldn't take yourself.
100%. And this is why I love talking about relationships, because we learn so much in relationships.
Yeah.
And the advice that what the experiences that you go through, you then kind of share your advice with your friends when they then go through that situation. And it's like a rite of passage to go through a toxic relationship. Yeah. So how's this? I'm the same, going through snooping on this fucking phone, and I find like ridiculous messages, Snapchats, this and that.
It's always Snapchat, isn't it?
It's always fucking Snapchat. And then you look back, you speak to them, you confront them about it. They deny it. They say you're overthinking it. They say they're just a friend, or they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And then you're left going, am I crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
And then they're the one that they're gaslighting you, saying,
that's it. And you don't even realize you're being gaslit or manipulated in the situation.
Or they say you're crazy, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll give you the benefit.
Maybe I am a bit crazy.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit crazy. Maybe I'll just calm it. And then you tell your friends about it, and you're like, no, I wasn't. Like, I have every right to feel like that. Yeah. And then you connect the dots about other things that have happened. You're like, what am I doing?
Literally.
What am I doing?
Literally. And oh my God, I just remember the outcome of the story was that there's so much to the story that I'm actually just we don't have time for. But yeah, you find things on their phone, and then you kind of turn a blind eye, and then it happens again, and then you're like, okay, that's it, I'm done this time.
Yeah.
Then you get lured back in, and then you find something for the third time, and you're like, right.
Surely the third time you'll be good to go. You're going to Europe. Talk to me. So no, I'm gonna shut this down. So what I
will lead to. So we ended up breaking up, right? And so we broke up, and then so there was this girl in the background that I'd found things about. He told me that he had met her through work or whatever, and like whatever. Then
It was just Donna from accounting.
3
Have you seen that meme?
you and your memes. 3 weeks later, I'm at a wedding. And then I just see things come through and I'm like, oh my God, this chick that I was like, that I had a gut feeling about, like they're hanging out and this and that. And then you realize you're like, oh my God, they're together. If they're together 3 weeks later, obviously they were together like beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was like some 19-year-old girl. And I was like, what the hell?
So
wild.
So he was in a new relationship 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
My ex was in a relationship 3 weeks later too. And there was like, he was talking to all these girls, but the day we broke up, he posted this video. He used to play keyboard, right? Anyway, he posted this video on Instagram, and like 5 or 6 girls commented on it. This is so good. So proud of you. Love this. There was just this one comment from this one girl that stuck out, and I was like, why is my gut telling me something about you?
What was the comment?
Anyway, it was nothing in particular. It was
But it
literally
just
just
stood
like
out.
it was literally just like, oh, this is sick, or well done, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was something about that. Maybe it was the way I read it. Anyway, he was in a relationship with her. So, moral of that story is like, your gut is never fucking wrong.
Your gut is so right. Hey, in a little bit spooky, but how's this? And on the topic of the cheating, right? So I was in another long-term, no, I was not in a long-term relationship. When I was like 16, I was in another relationship, and I had this dream. Right. So this guy that I was dating at the time, he went away for the weekend, and then he ended up with all these girls and his mates and whatever. And then so I ended up being a bit weird about it. And I'm like,
Of course.
I don't feel right about this chick. There's this one chick there. I know for sure, like, she's going to be sleazy as and like try and get in his pants or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a dream that this guy
Oh my God.
sleeps with this girl. And I had the dream at the exact moment that
was
it
happening.
happened. Anyway,
How did you work that out?
Hey?
How did you work that out?
I'm a psychic, man. Not just kidding.
No, literally, how did you work that out?
Huh? Because I didn't find out that he actually cheated until we broke up. And then the interesting side of this was I remember
Yeah, you remember what?
I remember that, I actually confronted him, and he went a pale ghost as soon as I brought it up.
You'd have been like, how the fuck did you know
Like,
that?
literally, I was like, oh my God, like, I had the weirdest dream that you cheated on me with blah, blah, blah. And he just went like, what?
Yeah.
Like
You
a
would have felt
full-
sick.
Full ghost. And I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking true.
Oh my God. It's the worst feeling, isn't it? Like being cheated on, or finding out that you've been cheated on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever cheated before?
Short answer, yes.
You have.
Yes.
You have.
Do you want to talk about it? You want me to get
Yeah,
into it?
roughly, yeah.
All right. I think what I will say about cheating is,
Do you think, before you go into it, actually no, go into it.
what I want to preface is I don't condone cheating, and I don't support cheating, and I'm completely against cheating. And moving forward, a lesson I've learned is I will never put myself in a situation to be that person again.
Yeah.
It was a
As long as
time.
you've grown from it.
That's the thing. I do not want to sit here and say I support cheating at all, and I'm very against it, and I think it's a really bad choice that I made previously in my life. But what I will say is this. If you feel the need to cheat, you're not in the right relationship.
Yeah.
And if you are in the wrong relationship, there's going to be a tendency to cheat. Lesson learned is leave the fucking relationship and don't cheat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Simple answer is that. But when you're in the moment, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Okay?
of course.
So, yeah, things happen. And, I think my reasoning behind why I cheated in this particular situation was the fact that I was in a toxic relationship where I already knew I was being cheated on. So I was like, well, fuck it.
And you,
Why not?
Yeah, because I think you remember you saying you're overseas at this point.
Yeah, I was overseas. So,
Yeah.
of course, I'm like, well, it is what it is. Like, we're not gonna, and same thing, we're not together. So it was like, it happened, but
So you weren't technically together with this guy.
hey,
You weren't
It's not cheating.
You weren't technically
cheating.
together. That's not cheating then.
no, we were together.
Oh, so you weren't physically together?
We were together.
Okay, so you were together.
Oh, because you said you weren't. That's where we got confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we were together. So
Quick to it. No, it wasn't cheating then.
I mean, I'll sit here and say I'm not a cheater, but no, the thing is, like, you do these things and it's fine. Like, it's not fine. I mean, it's just a lesson where you go, I don't want to ever be put in that situation again.
Yeah.
And so I think another key takeaway is if you do, like, whatever this cheating situation is, again, I don't support it, but it's always interesting to hear the person who cheated's reasoning as to why they cheated.
Yeah. And I find it's
like, there's a difference between cheating on someone once and then, like, being a repeated cheater where you're constantly cheating on your partner. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But again, I don't support that. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm providing an excuse because what I did is wrong.
Do you agree that men and women cheat for different reasons?
Yes and no. I mean,
think individuals cheat for different reasons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
like, I don't know. I didn't.
It's funny though, because like from what I've experienced is when you hear women justify why they've cheated, it always tends to be around because they'd mentally checked out long ago. A situation where they're being cheated on anyway. And if you know you're being cheated on anyway, like you've obviously mentally checked out anyway. Whereas men tend to just cheat because it's there, it's quick, they're drunk, whatever.
And they don't think.
I
was going to say I definitely knew what I was doing. But I was kind of like,
oh, I knew what I was doing.
I knew what I was doing, but I checked out. Like, that relationship was done. This is what we have spoken about this before. Girls fucking know when they are checked out. I'm telling you now, I reckon both the past 2 relationships I've been in, I reckon I was checked out of them a year before I actually broke up with them.
Why do you think women struggle to just not cut it right?
Because we want to make it work, I think.
But if if you know you're like, I'm done, I'm out of this.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Why do you think women struggle?
I don't know. That's a great question. I think if you asked me that 3 years ago, I would say because at the time I wanted that person to be the person that I stayed with and had a future with and whatever. Now I look at it and go, fuck that, I'll check out. No worries. Like, no questions asked. I'll check out immediately if I feel like this person is, not the right person, toxic.
I think you try to make things work with them, and like I think sometimes I know for me, like you tell yourself a story in your head, or you believe that they're this person that you think that they are, and you fall in love with the person that you think that they are, but they're not.
That's right.
And then you're trying to make it work with this person, but they're showing you exactly who they are.
And then what you're doing is you're turning a blind eye to all the things that they do that are
to who they actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
you're a fantasy lander.
Do you know what I mean? You're blinded.
You're in fantasy land. Snap out of it.
And so I think the answer to that question about why girls cheat versus males cheating, I think my reasoning for cheating was that I was in a miserable relationship. I was not happy in the relationship. I knew that I was already being cheated on, and I knew that I was going to break up with him anyway.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? YOLO.
Yeah.
The time.
And you're in Europe. You're living your best life. You get caught up in situations where you don't want to be. I cannot believe
I've publicly said this on air, but anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and it's real. Like there's other women that have been in the exact same situation.
And I think this is a good point.
It doesn't, and the thing is as well, it doesn't doing shit like that doesn't make you a bad person, or it doesn't affect your character or the type of person you are.
It's a lesson.
You just did something that wasn't right.
It's a lesson, and we can sit here and, I think this is the whole purpose of these conversations that we have together is that it is about being, showing what's real raw and what actually happens in the real world. Because I think the number of people that I speak to about cheating and the number of friends that I've had that have either been cheated on or cheated for whatever reason, again, it's really interesting to hear both sides of the story.
Yeah.
And again, I'm also not going to support cheating. I don't think it's right. So that's pretty much my take on cheating. What about you? Have you ever cheated before?
No, not, well, Peter told me no. So I think I was seeing someone and then it was kind of just like, it was fizzling out and it was dying out anyway. And like we weren't technically together, so it doesn't count.
Nah,
It doesn't count. If you're not technically together, if you haven't asked me to be your girlfriend,
Yeah.
then we're not together.
100%. That's like, what is it? Don't leave all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. So no, the answer to your question, Kayla, is no. I have not cheated.
Okay. So you're the better person in this
So
friendship group.
what we're trying to say is I'm the better person.
Well, are you the smarter one? I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. So all right, what else have we got to talk about in relation to this relationships in terms of some biggest lessons that we've learned from dating? So I think what we want to move on to is the lessons that we've learned in relation to a breakup. So you've gone through a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned from the breakup? Like what are some key takeaways, some pivotal moments? Because personally for me, I feel like the breakups that I have gone through have completely evolved me into identifying who the fuck I am and what I stand for and what I want in my next relationships.
As terrible as they are as well, like I think they're necessary. Like I feel like everyone has to go through some sort of like heartache, heartbreak, something drastic.
It's absolutely pivotal for your growth.
Oh,
like it
100%.
is absolutely necessary. I think you don't do the inner work on yourself until you've gone through a breakup. You don't realize what your insecurities are until you go through a breakup.
Yeah.
You don't realize
where you're in the wrong too.
Yes. You don't realize the kind of things that you do that might be a little bit annoying or frustrating, or you don't realize what your needs are until you are single.
Yeah.
When you're single, you have to be you have to become completely okay with being alone. Yeah. So you're put in a very vulnerable position if you are single and you live alone as well. You are inside your own thoughts, your own feelings, everything all at once. You need to learn how to become good on your own. This is where you do the inner work. This is where you go, fuck. Especially like it's a Saturday night, your friends are all busy and your mind's home alone. Racing,
you're feeling
what do you do? Like you need to be okay with being alone. And that's the biggest takeaway I think that I've learned from my past relationships is I've been fucking sitting, like I've gone from being heartbroken to literally sitting, like driving home. I've just broken up with my boyfriend, right? And I'm on the fucking side of the freeway. It's pouring down rain.
Oh, to make it even more drastic.
No, it actually was.
Love it.
I've got Miley in the back seat, and I'm like, I've got Miley in the back seat, and I am like hysterically crying. Like I cannot even tell you how hysterically crying. That's not even a word.
You feel like your world is ending,
dude.
Like you feel like you've got nothing to live for.
I remember my friend Bella.
So dramatic.
Bless her. I call her and I'm like, she's like, she heard what happened. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, no. And I go over there and I'm still hysterically crying. And I was like, how is this bit? Why am I so upset? I didn't even want to be with him anymore.
Yeah.
Why am I so sad?
Yeah.
And then anyway,
it's a realization.
Couple of days passed and I'm like, right, bitch, slap out of this shit. You need to grow up and you need to be okay with this situation. This decision is a good decision. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You're resilient.
Yeah.
You grow up.
But it's also like a big part of it is, you need to have your hysterical crying moments and you've
got to feel the feels.
You need to, because then like if you just push it aside, because that's one thing that I think I didn't work on as much in my last relationship is when I went past it. Yeah, I hysterically cried and I was going through the motions and stuff like that. But I tend to I went into my first prep, so I was just kind of I had that to focus on. So I didn't really probably work on some of the things that I needed to work on, and in situations that I'm in now, things are surfacing for me and I'm like, I need work here.
This is what I want to tap into with you. So, all right, let's talk about the inner work. So when you're in a relationship, so for me, actually, the last relationship I was in was not my last relationship. That was not my only relationship.
Yeah.
So I was in a 6-year relationship. That was bloody glorious, as we say.
Glorious.
It was the perfect situation, perfect relationship. Couldn't fault it. Treated like an absolute queen.
Why did it end?
Because
Kayla went to Europe.
No, that was another one. It was boring. It was too boring.
Do you know what I heard?
Too stagnant, mediocre. Didn't want to settle. What?
Anyway, but you know what the thing is like boring can be good. Boring means that like
When you're 40. When you're 40. Let me just preface that.
Boring can also mean like, you know, there's no toxicity. You're on the same level. You're like, things are working. Things are healthy. Like that's a steady, healthy relationship.
Yeah. All right. I'll get into it.
Yeah. No, you're wrong.
So no, it's true. Like everyone literally questioned me when I wanted to break up with this guy.
Yeah.
So I was 16 when I was with him. Oh, and then I was 23, 22, 5-6 year relationship when we broke up.
That makes sense.
Okay. So I was ambitious. I wanted to travel. I wanted to, like, I went off to uni. I met a whole lot of people. I met people outside of my bubble of school, right? So I've met people, I've branched out, I've realized, wow, there's more to life than just settling down and having kids at 18. And there's more, do you know what I mean? Like there's, where I grew up, people settle down really early. They leave school, they get into a long-term relationship and they pop out like 2-3 kids by the time they're 25.
That's everywhere though. Like that's
No, it's not.
No, but that pressure is on everyone.
Oh, yeah, for sure, right? So I was in this situation where I'm like, him and I, you either, when you're in a really, okay, if you're in a relationship right now with your high school sweetheart and you're growing together in the same direction, you're both growing together, that's great. Love that. All for it. Support it. But if you're growing apart, if you want to do one thing and they want to do the other, you end up resenting that person.
100%.
So if I'm into health and fitness and then he wasn't, and I wanted to go travel, he didn't. He wanted to have kids. I wasn't ready. Like, we just were growing apart. We just were not on the same the same trajectory.
That's fair.
So that's why I'm like, cool, need to leave this guy. I'm not happy. And I had this gut feeling, same thing, because I was like, it's a perfect relationship. I want to stay in this relationship because it's great. And then I was like, but I'm not happy. Like, I'm not happy. Just because you're in a quote unquote perfect relationship doesn't mean it's a great relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, you know? That's true. That's very true.
So I think, so one of those lessons that I've learned from another relationship is that don't just settle because it's good. If it's good, cool, but is it great?
Yeah.
Like, do you see yourself being with this person and actually being happy for the rest of your life? Because if you're not, like, it's okay to be alone as well.
100%. And that's a necessary part of attracting healthy relationships as well, is being on your own.
100%. And I almost feel like you need to go through a period of time of being single before you get married and before you do settle down. You almost need to go through that slut phase of your life.
I mean, yeah.
And not even just to be a slut, not even a slut phase, just being alone.
Yeah.
Teaches you so much, because that's kind of where we were at.
Dirty little whore. But no, yeah, you're right.
How's your dirty little whore stage going?
Non-existent. Like, I've had my dirty little whore stage, but I'm like,
yeah, so why are you not going through a little dirty horse stage right now?
Well, because I'm actually really focused on like prep work and like and like the thing is, prep takes up a lot of my time. Like, that's a full-time job in itself. Like by the time I get up in the morning at 5:30 to be at the gym to go to my work, wipe that dirty little smirk off your face, and then go to gym. That's 5 days of the week, and then like having the podcast, and then, you know,
she's a busy girl.
Meal prep on Sunday.
She's a busy girl. But she's got needs. She's got needs. So
she does have needs. And
let's talk about
if I need my needs met, my needs are met.
All right. So let's talk about sexual chemistry. Does it matter? Yay or nay?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
More so than physical attraction.
Yeah. Tap into that for me, because I remember you talking to me about you can be physically attracted to somebody and have no sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
So talk about that to me.
There was this guy that I was seeing for a while, and like I was just so infatuated with him. He was just the most glorious boy I had ever seen. Like, he was stunning. Like, I was so attracted to him. But sex was just like
mediocre shit, boring.
Yeah, like it was
vanilla.
just, I don't know, like it was good because we were attracted to each other. But then like
This happened to me recently.
Like, and then there's someone else that I've
recently.
slept with, and it's just like I've never experienced something like that before. It's just like you feel so close with them, and it's just like you can't explain it. Like you would have that over anything.
How would you describe good sexual chemistry?
How would I describe it? Ooh, I don't even know. It's just like it's an energy, and it's like a. Ooh, I don't even know.
So
I've never actually.
if you've got good sexual chemistry with somebody, and they come over, you instantly want to just jump their
touch
bones.
them straight away. Like it's to the point where this guy, all he has to do is this, and I'm there.
And
this, there.
So you've given me a phrase.
You know what I mean? Have you experienced that?
Yeah, no, I have.
Someone's touched you and you're like,
I've
what's going on
definitely,
here?
there's been this, I'm huge on this. This is massive for me. If there's no sexual chemistry, I will not date you. There needs to be sexual chemistry. So we need to definitely have sexual chemistry with somebody. All right.
Peter, aircon. Oh, I'm sweating. Oh.
All right. So back to this.
Yeah, no. So I think, I would rather be in a relationship with someone where the sexual chemistry was just insane, as opposed to like, because you'll get the person that you're attracted to. Yeah, they may be attractive, but you get over the sex very quickly, and then you get over them very quickly, and then that leads to cheating, and then it's just like, and then when the sexual chemistry is that intense, everything about them becomes so much more, like so much better.
Can really good sexual chemistry be a bad thing?
Probably, yeah.
Hell yes, it can.
Yeah, not probably, 100%.
Why is it? I know exactly why it's a problem, but why do you think it's a problem?
Because you can be stigmatized.
All right.
And you can be so infatuated and so obsessed with this situation that you put your blinkers on and you don't see red flags, and you hold on longer than you should, and you get caught up in situations that you shouldn't be.
This is
all because of good dick.
Because Georgia is stigmatized right now.
Well and truly stigmatized.
So, no, I want to unpack this with you, because this is something that I have noticed has a huge impact on the way that we put our blinkers on and the way that we are completely blinded by red flags. So Peter agrees with me that too much sexual chemistry can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a double-ended sword here. I think good sexual chemistry is absolutely necessary for a good relationship. When you are dating a guy who is a shit person, but the sex is amazing, it's a red flag because you stick around.
Yeah.
And I've been in this situation before too, and I know exactly what it's like to be stigmatized, and man, you hold on to that shit real hard.
You do. And the people around you are just like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like, I actually don't have the words to explain to you what I'm doing. Because I'm like I'm so caught up in this situation, and you think you're in love, Dale. You think you're in love, but you're not. You're just stigmatized.
So give a definition for stigmatized.
A definition.
Provide a definition.
When the dick is so good that it just takes over. It takes over your full thought process. It takes over any type of
rational judgment's gone.
That's what I'm looking for. Rational judgment. Everything is. It's just. It takes control of this and this, and then you're left there like, all right, cool. So what am I going to do? You're going to use and abuse me, but
I keep coming back.
coming back for more. So
Georgia's basically in a situation where she is absolutely stigmatized. I'm saying it, honey. It's true.
She's coming out full guns blazing.
True. That's all right. No, but what we will say is, yes, it's a bad thing, but it can also be a good thing.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think what we will say is, biggest lessons from a past relationship, sexual chemistry does matter, because if you don't have sexual chemistry for someone, you're probably going to cheat on them. Yeah. Like, as in, more than likely, cheating will occur.
Or the relationship's just not going to last.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's just not going to last.
Yeah.
It's a really big importance in a good relationship, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else that you've learned from a breakup?
I think the biggest thing, obviously what we touched on before about like your gut instinct and stuff like that, trusting your gut. But for me, I think it's learning to let go of control and learning to let go of an outcome of a situation and stop trying to control what people do or how people treat you.
You can't change somebody.
You can't change someone. So it's like, just let them show you who they are. Let them show you what they would rather do rather than you controlling a situation, because not only does it make you look like a crazy bitch, but it just like, it turns you off them. And then like,
or they get more turned off you.
They get more turned off. And then it creates a situation where like you're not trusting them. And then like, you know what I mean? It's just, it becomes toxic.
Exactly. And then I think what I would add to that in relation to you can't change somebody, or more so the fact that like the more that you try and control somebody, the more that they're going to resent you and the more that they're going to kind of want to walk away. And like anybody, you will resent somebody who doesn't want, sorry, what I'm trying to say is if you actually I've lost my train of thought for sure, but
trying to control someone.
But if you, if you are constantly like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you going? And if you're that needy kind of person all the time, they're kind of like, oh, I don't want this.
I think being needy is like, can be cute.
Yeah.
Either way, but there's also a limit to it too. Needy in a healthy way, not needy in like a controlling way.
100%.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day too, someone that's interested in you and someone who wants to be with you is going to put in the effort.
And you won't ever have to question it.
And you won't have to question it. And you don't have to, continuously
you won't be
send messages. Yeah, you won't be confused. And also what you'll learn from a good relationship, it's easy. It's not complicated. If it's complicated, then
if you have to question it, like plain and simple, if you have to question it, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? Me and my brother are quite close, and we like speak a lot about just like men's perspective. What does this mean? What does this mean?
I love a men's perspective.
Yeah, and he always tells me that too. He's just like, look, the fact that you're even having to ask me shows. Like a guy will make it very clear to you if he's interested in you or is wanting to pursue you.
Yes.
And if he's not, or you have to ask me about it, he's not.
Yeah. And if you're like, oh yeah, I haven't heard from them, or I wonder why I haven't heard from them, or I wonder why they've pushed back, there's a reason for it. Yeah. And just trust your gut with that stuff.
He always says that men are simple creatures. That's what he always tells me.
We're going to ask Peter, is there anything else that you would add to any life lessons or anything that you would add on the male's perspective that would help anyone out with their dating situations or relationships in terms of?
Yeah, I think from both perspectives, I think if the person's very into you, it becomes very easy, right? Like you were saying, things are always kind of gate kept when there's that unsure nature. With guys, I think you can fall into a false sense of security with a guy's talking to me, therefore I have all of his attention. That can be very dangerous and divisive. It is like you said, though, you're very perceptive on like guys' actions. So the big gestures and things like that, if it's a love bomb, that sucks.
Yeah, but love bombs are shit.
What I always like to romanticize things and assume that, not everyone's evil. And that people that are doing these things are doing them from a good place. So I think it's okay to take things like that, not with a grain of salt, but at face value. I think is what I'm looking for. And just I think trusting your gut before doing anything, and then not trying to kind of get a justification. If you feel that way, that's fine.
And I think it's also important too is like not taking things at face value and not making up some story or fantasizing about who the person you think that they are, and then falling in love with that person, because then you have like
a separate story for a person you're dating, and then you ask your friends and it's this completely different fucking train wreck, and you've been, you know what I mean? Just trying to make the best out of a shitty situation because of good dick, right? We call it dick drunk, but there's pussy paralysis as well, man. Like if you have a good connection with someone, like, man, you will just, honestly, you'll burn your house to the ground. Like it gets so crazy.
Backwards. Bend over backwards.
Yeah.
Literally, physically, mentally.
And it doesn't change as you get older.
Spiritually.
It's the same.
It doesn't change.
It's the same.
I like what you said though about relationships, that if you like they're going to make the effort. It's going to be easy.
Oh yeah, it's going to be so easy. It was like with Amy, I had fucking She drove like 45 minutes to come on the first date on her lunch break.
Oh, bless. You know
Like-
what else? I like what you said too. Like, not everyone's a bad person. So, like, even if we think that
Not everyone has
not
bad
everyone is,
intentions.
not everyone's
Yeah.
evil, and I completely agree with that because I feel like I've had 2 relationships, so that 2 long-term relationships, 6 years and 3 years. The 6-year one, like I walk away from one of those relationships going, I want the best for this guy. He's a legend. It didn't work out, but he's great. Like, good person, want the best for you, respect them, blah, blah, blah. Then there's the other one that I'm like, I don't really care about you because, like, it didn't work out and, like, there's, you know, it is what it is. I also wouldn't, like, go and say 100 nasty things about them either.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
it's, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's cool.
You wish
Didn't-
them well, but move on.
like, yeah, move on. It's fine. But then there's some people where they think of every relationship in a negative way when I think you need to look at
And
every
that's a red
relationship.
flag too. If the other person's always the problem,
I think
you know?
I think that's something that I need to work on because I think I think that I'm getting there. It's something that I'm working through, but I think because of like how shitty my last relationship ended, there's still parts of me that are still quite triggered. So I'm like, I noticed that in the situation I'm in now, I'm putting things onto him that he doesn't deserve because I'm triggered.
That's called baggage.
Yeah.
That's called
only
That's
get
called,
worse.
that's a walking red
It's-
flag right there.
Georgia's a walking red
Get rid of
flag.
her. Get rid of her.
Is there anything else that we want to touch on? Otherwise, we can pretty much go down to our rapid fire questions, which, you want to say?
I was just going to say, like, just to finish it, like, I think we said it before about just it's important about the people that you surround yourself with, whether it's relationships or not, because they can affect every part of, like, what you do.
I do have a question.
Yes.
How do you guys feel if you ever had a friend step in, right? Like there's always sometimes one friend that will jump in when they shouldn't.
Into
right?
the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys tend to bite back at them? Because the common conception is like if you get involved, you're going to end up they'll tell you to get
think
fucked and then they'll break up and then you just won't be friends with them anymore.
I think it depends on the situation. So, like,
Has it happened to you before?
Yes.
give me context.
So you're in a really shitty relationship and your friend's like, that guy's fucking useless. I don't know why you're with him.
This is me
Da-da-da.
to Georgia right now.
No,
but
I've been in this
quite
situation.
aggressive about it.
Oh, yeah.
And like, because they care, right?
Yeah.
Because I recently had this epiphany. I was watching something or listening to someone and they're like, the friends that like are ride or die, have your back, will, throw themselves on a train to stop you from, they're gone. It doesn't happen anymore. I just wanted to know if you guys had friends that did it.
No,
I've been in a situation like that where like I was with my ex and one of my friends kept telling me that. She's like, you need to get yourself out of this relationship because this is what's happening to you.
Yeah.
This is who you are. This is who you're becoming. And she goes, I don't actually like being around you while you're with him. And then there was a situation where it was for my birthday. He'd organised this huge birthday and he organised it at my parents' place. Anyway, all my friends were over and he was acting like a fucking dickhead. Like he was just like he was flirting with all my friends, touching all my friends.
Whoa.
Yep, just really inappropriate. And like it was just, anyway, weird situation. And she's like, that set her off and she just went to town on him. He ended up crying.
Yeah, it's a ride or die friend, that one.
She is.
Yeah.
And 100, that's Tegan, by the way.
yeah, Tegan, go off, sis.
She is a ride or die. She like stuck up for me and I was for it because I was at the point with him where I was so done. And when I saw that, I was like, that's so like you're at my parents' place and you're doing that. Like
that's
you're
crazy.
disrespecting them, me, my friends. So she just went to town, which I loved. I like was so happy about that.
Yeah.
good
But I think
that's the way.
I think it depends on the situation.
I've been I'm going to get one of my girlfriends on the podcast to talk about her relationship, but I've had a few friends be in toxic relationships or relationships where they need to leave. And this gets me in a lot of trouble. I've lost a friend over a relationship and getting involved. There's been a number of situations I can recall that literally I've been that friend to get involved. Sometimes it's worked in my favor. Other times lost a friend over it.
Is this you getting involved, telling them or telling the partner?
Telling them.
Have you ever spoken to the partner?
Nah.
Yeah, because you can't really.
Nah.
It's like
I don't care about them. I care about my friend.
That's the thing.
So I think at the same time, so for example, if your friend is in that much of a toxic relationship that you're concerned for their safety and their well-being,
That's different.
like of course you're going to, if you're a good friend, you're going to step in and be like, look, something needs to change. Like one of our friends, we all of us like had basically an intervention and were like, how do we get this girl out of this toxic relationship? Because she's completely blinded by it. She was like completely, she had no idea. Like she had an idea, but she was pulled away from us. That was the issue.
That's big.
You can't do anything in those situations.
So like we almost just had to wait for her to wake up and realize, and she did, and she left the situation. And yeah, she's going to come on and talk about this. It's juicy.
Yeah, it's massive. Yep.
Juicy. But yeah, like she needed us to intervene in order to get out of that relationship. So
I'm glad it's still there for girls because it's not there for guys anymore. It's gone. No one says
really.
Anything. Yeah, it can be the worst thing ever. No one will say anything.
Oh,
Just
you need to.
Just let it burn.
Well,
That's
like,
sad.
I think, I don't know, me as a friend, the people that are actually in my life as friends, I care about you. So I'm gonna step in. But at the same time,
I'll definitely be stepping in.
I'm the kind of person that will tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Like I'll be that person that's like, what the fuck are you doing? Wake up, get out of it. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But it gets me in trouble too. So
That's all right. We all need that friend.
yeah.
We all need that friend. We all need that friend.
Yeah. All right.
Should we finish with some rapid fire questions? We're going to get Peter to read these to us. We haven't seen them. I'm just scrolling up so I can't look at them. So Peter's going to tell them. How many are there?
There are, I think I added one as we were talking, there were 11.
11.
Oh my God, we've got 11
11
rapid fire
Let's
questions.
fucking do it.
So it's going to be for both of you.
Yeah.
So I'll ask and we can just go.
Dunk, dunk, dunk,
Ba, ba, ba,
Right,
ba.
ready?
Yeah. All right.
All right. Cool. Number 1, sum up your dating/love life in 4 words.
You go first.
Inconsistent, confusing, laughable, non-existent.
That's
It's non-existent.
That's okay. You can go twice on that.
I'm going to use the word copy with the word confusing.
Yeah.
Because that's a very good word to describe mine. Is this including sex as well?
Yep.
Yep. So confusing, stigmatized.
Today,
We've got 11.
oh
Rapid
God,
fire.
I can't. They're two. I'm selling with those two. Confusing, stigmatized.
Yeah. I would have gone with probably passionate as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, passionate and intimate. Intimate.
can I
There you
just
go.
say that is all about sex? There's
It can
That's
be
all
about
she's
it.
got going at the moment.
That's the only thing.
It can be about that.
All right.
So
Again,
you guys covered this,
stigmatized.
but you can just give the time frames. Shortest and longest relationship.
6 years longest, 3 years shortest. No, shortest. Hang on, my shortest. Does that include seeing people?
We've literally had people say a couple of hours.
Well, it depends if you're seeing them. If you're
Well,
seeing
yeah,
them.
okay, rapid fire. Come on.
Fuck, do I know? Probably a couple of weeks.
Longest 2 years.
Mhm.
Shortest, yeah, probably a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
In and out. See you later.
Here's one that came while we were talking. Chase or chased?
Chased.
Yeah, chased. 100%. 100%.
Good.
Mate, I ain't no chaser.
Some girls are. Like it's a whole dynamic.
Nah.
Dating app of choice.
Hinge.
Nah, not on them.
None.
I'm not on them.
Yes, preach. Sex on the first date?
No.
Yeah.
2 deal breakers. Or X. Either way.
Chatting, saying negative things about an ex-partner.
Yep.
Speaking badly.
Yep.
And no job, like not ambitious.
No
Yeah.
money.
No money.
No,
broke
broke.
ass. Send your
Broke.
broke ass bitch home.
Gee.
Yeah, mine would be like someone that has no drive. And then maybe something lighthearted, someone that doesn't know how to dress. That's a bit of an
That's
ick.
a really good one.
That's an
actually.
ick.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of guys that can't
What
dress
was-
properly.
What was the shoe situation?
Oh, the thongs. Get those fucking
Yes,
thongs out of
I
here.
remember that.
I don't want to see your tootsies, even though my tootsies are out now. I don't want to see your tootsies.
All right, this next one is gun to your head. You have to pick
Oh.
size queen or motion in the ocean.
Motion in the
Ooh,
ocean.
Motion in the ocean. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I had to think about that.
Yeah, we can skip this one if you guys want. Biggest red flag. We said that kind of.
Yeah.
Talking about the other two.
Yeah, we've said that.
Oh, okay. Are there any prerequisites for a boyfriend? Is there something that's a non-negotiable?
They have to be like into their fitness. They don't have to be. They don't have to be a bodybuilder, but they have to be into their fit. Like
Yep.
they have to be into like health, wellness, self care.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they absolutely need to be into health. They have to care about that.
Is that times 2?
Yeah,
Both?
that is mine.
No gym, no date.
You don't have to be a bodybuilder, but you just have to be.
You do not need to be a gym bro because I'll probably
If you're
leave.
a gym bro, that's actually disgusting. Yeah, that's another ick of mine.
But yeah, you need to care.
Okay. Ironically enough, though, arms or back or something else?
Dick.
Of a guy, arms or back,
Well, it can be
Arms.
whatever you're into.
arms, for sure. Ugh.
No, I like back.
But when they're in a singlet and they've got
But what
big
about-
arms, it's just like, oh, like picking me up and throwing me around. That's what
There are
it's
some
like.
chicks that are into legs. I found this out recently.
Yeah,
That's
nah.
like a
I'd
thing.
I like their
Abs.
abs.
But
yeah.
wasn't it arms or back?
Yeah, or something else.
Or something
Or
else.
something. Okay, yeah. Nah, still arms. Yeah, still arms. Pick me up, throw me around, slap me, do what you want.
And, and then she wonders why there's issues.
I'm the issue.
How do you deal with rejection?
Oof. I think that's something like that's constantly, you constantly have to work at. No one, I don't think everyone's great at dealing with rejection.
I used to be very bad at dealing with rejection, and I have got better at dealing
yeah.
with rejection.
I can help you guys with this one.
Yeah.
Don't take it personally.
I was just about to
That's the advice
say,
that I can put through to people.
when I'm in an awkward situation or I feel uncomfortable, I tend to just laugh at things, like take the piss out of it. Yeah. That's kind of how I deal with it.
You're just not for them. Like it's not.
Yeah.
That's,
you know what I mean?
that's how I
No,
take
it's
it
what it
now.
is.
That's literally how I take it now.
Yeah.
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 That's it. That's 11, guys. We're done.
All right.
Fucking cruise through it.
Okay,
Love
let's wrap this up, shall we? So that is our episode done for today. So
I feel like there's heaps more like stories and like funny relationship or like
hell yeah.
sex stories that we've got. So if you do want to find out more and you want to know more about our relationship, or I want to know more about your Europe trip, definitely let us know.
Yeah. But on the note of that, so like we want to be continuing to talk about, these topics as well. Yeah. So just because we are into health and fitness doesn't mean that's what we're going to be talking about every single week. So we do want to bring to you health, life and dating as well. So yeah, please bring in your stories, any questions that you have for us, any topics or people you would love to get on the pod.
Or love to us, to speak to. Should we talk about that?
Oh my God, we have such an exciting episode for you all next week. We are actually going to be getting a psychic on the pod, and this is going to be
like, for fuck's sake,
fucking sick. So
they're going to do a reading of me. Like, it's so funny. Like, I was speaking to a few girls at work and I was like, I really want to get a psychic reading done or just like a medium done. And then you literally came to me the next day like, oh, I had a reading done. I was like, let's fucking do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The chick that I went and saw is awesome, and she actually was all for it. She's like, yep, I'll jump on the pod. So we have our first guest, I reckon, coming on board very soon. And
Doing a psychic reading of me. So let's hope it's something juicy. Maybe she'll like hypnotize me out of my digmatism.
What if she gives you dickmatosis? Then what happens?
That is it for us today, though. So I think we wrap it up here, and we will chat to you next week. Stay tuned and make sure you check out our Instagram for all of our live updates at the Evolve to Thrive podcast.
That's Evolve to Thrive. And you can follow us on our individual Instagram page, Georgia J. Lay, and
Like a Girl Fitness.
thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.